pound has been falling like a stone.
£1, €1. Why have the global currency markets got it in for sterling?
Also, our diplomatic editor revisits. Good evening. Today, Gordon Brown said that we will emerge from this recession stronger. International currency traders appear to disagree. Under his premiership, the pound has lost a quarter of its value. Sterling is bouncing around within a few cents of parity with the euro. So what can the government do to restore confidence in the pound and Britain? Our economics editor, Paul Mason, reports.
Remember this? On the day the euro was launched in January 2002, a pound would buy you 1.6 euros. But with the credit crunch, things ain't what they used to be. Sterling has been sliding against the euro ever since this crisis started. 2 years ago it was worth 1.5 euros, but when the crisis begins in October 2007, so does the slide. And when we get to the financial crisis of the last 3 months, it collapses. It's a tale of interest rate cuts, speculation and confidence.
The reason that sterling has fallen so far and so fast recently is really because of three things. Firstly, because of interest rate differentials between the euro and the pound. The second reason is because there's a certain amount of short selling going on in the market. And thirdly, it's because fundamentally there's a complete lack of faith in the economy going forwards.
The problem with a falling pound is it imports inflation, and you can see that if you compare the prices of that iconic global product, the Christmas gingerbread latte. In Britain it would cost you £2.65. In France the same thing now costs you £3.44. In Japan it's virtually the same, £3.43. Only in America is it anywhere near the British price, £2.83, and that's because America's dollar is falling too. Globalization has created massive imbalances in the world economy. Asia exports, America imports. Asian consumers save their money, Americans don't save at all, they borrow. Asian people and governments like to invest their savings into the USA. And that means they need dollars. These global imbalances have pushed the dollar unfeasibly high. Economists think it could do with losing about a third of its value. And for America, there would be an upside to that because, for one thing, it would wipe out a third of its foreign debts. But for the UK, stuck in the middle, the benefits of a falling pound are not so obvious. It depends what your business is. If you're travelling to Europe or importing from there, you're losing out. But for some, there's an upside.
A weaker pound, and it is a weak pound now, is clearly very good news for British exporters. So British exporters will be able to take market share and maybe in difficult market conditions in the world, basically export to countries that otherwise might have chosen non-British goods and services. And it's quite good for the British economy because it actually acts as a bit of a stimulus towards some inflation, which is exactly what we want. At a time when we're going through an extraordinarily difficult and violent deflationary storm.
Well, thank you all for coming today, and let me wish you all a happy Christmas.
The Prime Minister today, as always, refused to say whether the pound's too low.
Just let me be clear, the basis of our economy is what we do to target inflation and get it down, and how we can have low interest rates, how we can have a fiscal stimulus to get things moving so that we give real help to businesses and families now, and at the same time how we can prepare better for the future with all the decisions that we've made.
There is a good reason why politicians avoid talking specifics about the pound. If they did set a target, there'd be an immediate incentive for the speculators to have a go at it. Plus, there are wider uncertainties.
I think the euro could be extremely vulnerable because so far the countries in Europe that have the potential and the capacity to do something to try to manage the recession and try to contain the economic damage, Germany in particular, have steadfastly refused to do anything in order to help. And I think that will spell enormous problems for the euro area in 2009.
So don't mourn yet for sterling. In the 24-hour party that is foreign exchange trading, it's never over.
Paul Mason. Well, in this extraordinary year, we've seen the election of Barack Obama, the roaring of the old Russian bear in Georgia, and China displaying its newfound confidence with the Olympic spectacle.